Hello there friends, it's CS2 News Hub. In today's episode, Kyousuke's transfer is now almost 100% confirmed. HooXi might actually make it to the major. S1MPLE is officially back. And oh my god, it was epic. And also other matches of IEM Dallas. Plus, as always, a bunch of other exciting news from the world of CS2. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. I think we shall kick things off with the latest update on Kyousuke's move to Falcons. This time, insiders are saying it's a done deal, 100% confirmed. Both James Banks and Maui Snake have publicly backed the info. So according to Banks, the transfer will happen, but only after the major, and that timing might hurt the whole team. Players like Tassus or Magisk, knowing they're about to be replaced, might not give it their all, which means Falcons could flop at the biggest tournament of the season, so it's a risk. And I mean, knowing how Falcons usually handle transfers, chasing hype more than actual results, that scenario sounds pretty realistic. Maui Snake, on the other hand, gave us some insight on why Kyousuke didn't end up in Spirit's main roster. He says it's simple, Spirit's management was pushing hard to sell him to Falcons, while Kyousuke himself wanted a pretty big paycheck. It's also been revealed that Spirit's coach, Holly, has zero say when it comes to these roster decisions. He's not involved at all. And just to recap the situation, the rumors about Kyousuke joining Falcons recently became semi-official, with the buyout for the young academy star reportedly around $2 million. My friends, do you think this transfer will be worth it? Let us know your opinions in the comments below. What's even more interesting is that Kyousuke himself is currently dealing with some completely different issues. He just got banned on Twitch. At first it might sound like no big deal, bans happen all the time, but this one's pretty crazy. So apparently someone used a voice changer to mimic Kyousuke's voice and said a bunch of banned words, if you know what I mean, while pretending to be him. So yeah, Twitch acted instantly. And according to Kyousuke himself, he's already sent all the necessary info to Twitch, and they're expected to lift the ban within the week. And right before we jump to the next news, let me tell you about CSGO Lock, because this is an amazing and trusted website for everyone who likes CS skin games. Here you can find lots of fun activities such as case battles against real players, crash, and of course case openings. No more donations to greedy Gaben, because on CSGO Lock you will have a lot more cool crates and rewards for active play. Use our promo code CSNews to get 3 free cases and the 100 deposit bonus. They also have lots of deposit methods and instant withdrawals with a store full of skins. Sounds cool, right? What's even better is that if you don't want to deposit, you can always use the referral system and earn some points. Upgrade your level, progress in the leaderboards, and unlock even cooler daily cases. Make sure to use our code CSNews and test your luck on CSGO Lock. And one more thing about Falcons, their bench just got a little lighter. Both Maden and Dupreeh have officially become free agents. And honestly, saying they might have a hard time finding new teams is putting it mildly. Maden's performance has dipped pretty hard lately, and as for Dupreeh, well, he openly said in a recent interview that he's seriously considering retirement. And as we talked about it in the previous episodes, I actually liked how Dupreeh handled himself on the analyst desk, so maybe we'll get it more. At least I'd love to. Now let's talk about some drama, this time from Eastern Europe, as OverDrive found himself in a pretty weird situation at PGL Astana. According to OverDrive, during the event, a broadcast tech staff member came up right at the arena and said that Virtus.pro's owners didn't want him on stream. And the reason was basically that OverDrive made some harsh jokes about Virtus.pro. Naturally, OverDrive didn't like that he was kicked from the broadcast and went public with this story, accusing Virtus.pro of censorship. VP's manager was quick to respond with a whole list of sins from OverDrive. For example, when he was asking provocative questions before matches and distracting players during LAN events. OverDrive though clapped back, saying he's heard the exact same complaints before, even directly from VP's higher-ups. But he said that it didn't change things with the censorship. Right now, both sides seem to have backed off. The beef's gone quiet, I guess. And honestly, it's not unusual for some teams to have blacklists for content creators, so OverDrive's strong reaction is a bit questionable. But I guess you reap what you sow, isn't it? Now a possible banger. We've gotta mention the most successful stand-in of the last tournament, I mean PGL Astana, the one and only Giga Chad, Kyousuke. So according to insiders, Astralis might actually head to the major with him, but wait, aren't all the spots already taken? Well, apparently yes, but also no. Word is, two teams might not be able to attend the tournament. The first team is Bestia from Brazil, and they will likely be replaced by Legacy. And the second team is from Europe, but no names have been confirmed yet. As of now, it's obviously not Bad Boom, because they stated that they all got the visas. Who, guys, you think it might be? Anyways, if that info turns out to be true, Kyousuke might just make another surprise major appearance. Wouldn't you like to see that, guys? Yeah, I bet you do. You also might remember, aside from Astralis, another surprising comeback at PGL Astana, and it was from Ninjas in Pyjamas. They performed pretty well in the group stage and made some noise in the playoffs. But right after the solid result, the team's esports director announced that he's stepping down, citing burnout as the main reason. He explained that he's been with the org for 4 years, and the last 2 as director. And, well guys, many of you know that this period exactly was one of the rockiest in Ninjas in Pyjamas' current history. Constant roster changes, shifting priorities, non-stop reshuffles, no actual results, and all that. Unfortunately, all that took a toll on his personal life and also mental health, which led to his decision to leave. Still, he said that he's glad that things have finally started to stabilize, and he believes that the team is in a better place right now. So at least he feels his work wasn't for nothing. Alright, my friends, now let's talk about the first matches of IM Dallas, and we've got some spicy ones. Let's start with Group A. We kick things off with Vitality versus Legacy, and well, the best team in the world took care of business. They grabbed Legacy's map pick 13-5 and then closed it out with their pick 13-11. Not without some trouble though, but I would say it was easy all along. Surprisingly, Apex came out as the MVP of the match. Looks like the break in Italy really did him good. Next up was GamerLegion versus 3D Max. The French squad took their signature Anubis pretty easily, but then ran into trouble on Ancient and Nuke. GamerLegion, I remind you, plays with a stand-in. A-Core came for Slant, who's currently not available. And, well, he actually held his own, with a solid 1.10 rating. So yeah, GL did it, in style. One of the most hyped matchups, besides the one that we will discuss later, was the Mongolia versus FURIA battle. A lot of people were expecting a full 3-map thriller, maybe even some overtimes included. But, well, FURIA looked completely drained after a long-haul flight, and it showed. They lost both maps 13-7 without putting up much of a fight. Then we had Lynn Vision versus G2, and it was obvious who were the favorites. G2 were finally playing together with their full roster. And, well, no disrespect, but Lynn Vision is not their level, even at this point. Heavy God went absolutely nuclear, dropping a 1.98 rating across 2 maps and carrying G2 to an easy win. On day 2 of the group stage, in Group A in the lower bracket, Legacy faced off against 3D Max. I must remind you that in the lower bracket, if you lose, you're done. And it was a surprisingly close match. 3D Max struggled more than expected, and even got stomped on dust too, losing 5-13. Still, they managed to clutch the series in the end, while Legacy went home. Meanwhile, FURIA took on Lynn Vision. It's clear the new FURIA lineup is still feeling the effects of Astana, especially Yikinder, who's having a rough time in Dallas. Thankfully, they've got MongolZ. The guy's been nearly solo carrying the team, and honestly, Yikinder might be right. This young Oper really does have insane potential. So yeah, FURIA took it. In the upper bracket, we had Vitality versus GamerLegion, and yeah, no one seems to be able to seriously challenge Vitality just yet. They took it 13-9 and 13-10. This time it was Robs and Apex who stepped up, while Zaivu is looking surprisingly off form in Dallas. I mean, all things considered, I really doubt that they can lose their win streak here, or am I wrong? Anyways, next was G2 versus the MongolZ, and this one was rough for the Samurai. Guys, I don't even know what to say, the MongolZ just rolled through them. So right now for G2 it feels like the goal isn't to win, but just to stay afloat. Now we're done with Group A, let's talk about Group B, where things are really interesting. Finally we got to see s1MPLE'S debut with Faze, and it's the first match. It all started on Ancient, Liquid's pick. Faze came in strong, taking the pistol round and the force buy, but the moment Liquid got rifles, the game flipped. Faze just couldn't keep up, and Simple had to kick into Gear 5 just to salvage an 8-4 half. After the side switch, Faze managed to do a mini comeback, stringing together almost 6 rounds, but it wasn't enough because Liquid were in the zone. They closed it out on Ancient 13-10. Then came Inferno. Again, Faze started strong, pistol and force secured. But, well, Liquid completely took control over their T side, winning nearly 9 rounds in a row. After the switch, Simple once again stepped up. He dropped a quadro in the pistol round, and that gave Faze a bit of momentum, but, well, things got shaky again. Both teams traded rounds back and forth, and eventually Liquid came out on top, so it's 2-0. Although, despite the loss, Simple was the only bright spot for Faze, objectively, finishing with the best stats on the team and the only positive KD. Simple's second match in Dallas was against BC.Game, still playing with Sasanito instead of Perfecto, and this one went way smoother. They started on Mirage, BC.Game's pick. Faze had some issues on CT early on, but closed out the half with a 4-round streak, making it even at halftime. And while in the first match against Liquid, Elish was kinda bad, here he was the game changer, again alongside Simple. I mean, once they switched to T-side on Mirage, Faze just crushed it. 6 straight rounds and a map point. Simple sealed the deal with a clean quadro.
Just stay alive. Go back, everyone.
Next was Anubis, Faze's pick, and here Kerrigan's squad dominated. They won 11 rounds in the first half. Simple's stats were just crazy. It was all about him. After the side switch, Faze just quickly shut things down. It was 2-0. After the match, Simple shared his thoughts on playing with Faze. He said the loss to Liquid came back to lack of practice. He and Skulls only had 2 scrims before the game, so with more time, he believes they could have been even better. As for his current experience, he's just loving it. According to Simple, Kerrigan agrees with most of his ideas and he feels comfortable in Faze. The only real challenge is adjusting to new roles and positions on the map. Their goal now is to make it to playoffs, and once Rain rejoins the squad, things should get even easier. Speaking of, there's rumor that Rain might actually make it to playoffs, so sounds like a solid plan. If they pull it off, Faze might just surprise a lot of people. Also in Group B, MongolZ are on fire. They've taken down both BC.Game and Liquid to secure their spot in the upper bracket finals. There, they will face Falcons, who beat Energy and Heroic. Though I should say, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Falcons had a tough time against Heroic, dropping one map, Nuke, in overtimes. Although on the final map, well, just look at this MongolZ highlight.
Something of his own. A fast pick on long, and MongolZ still exists. Oh! Okay, that's enough! That's enough! The game's different for you, I guess. I guess your game's just functions and coded differently to everyone else's. You can just no-scope to the top of middle.
Meanwhile, in the lower bracket, Faze Clan will face Heroic. The winner of the match will go up against whoever comes out on top in Aurora versus Liquid. So far, 4 teams have been eliminated from IEM Dallas: Energy, Lynn Vision, BC.Game, and Legacy. And that's all for today, my friends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, to follow the channel, and drop by in the comments below because it helps us develop a lot. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time, my friends. See you soon.